and welcome back everyone. I hope you guys had a great day so far. Today I'm going to be reviewing the brand new Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation, which comes in 4 shades total currently. I'm in the lightest shade available, which is 010 Light Beige, and it retails for $6.99 in European drugstores. However, I'm quite positive that you can also get hold of Catrice Cosmetics in some Ulta drugstores in the US as well, and I'm rather positive that you can get it online too. I've been testing this foundation out for quite some time now, pretty much ever since it launched. I'm a foundationaholic. I love trying new foundations, and ever since I've been hunting for an alternative for my all-time favorite, L'Oreal Eau de Teint, I just needed to give this one a go. It has a very similar concept. It's very similar in consistency. It's very liquidy, which is what I always gravitate to mostly in foundations because I personally find that they look most natural on skin. So the L'Oreal Eau de Teint was my holy grail. It looked like skin, felt like skin. However, it had such a high alcohol content that I was personally not willing to use it on a daily anymore and harm and irritate my skin in the long run and actually aging it, because this is what alcohol is known for. So I stopped using it and ever since was on the lookout for an alternative. My overall consensus so far is that it has become my new holy grail foundation. I wear it every single day. I love how it looks like underneath all of my favorite SPFs, which is, by the way, my #1 criteria when it comes to any sort of base product. Whenever a foundation doesn't look good over my dedicated SPFs, it's very unlikely I'm going to use it further just because I have to use SPF every single day. It's a must for me. I'm very concerned when it comes to anti-aging and keeping my skin looking healthy and as young as possible, and this is why I just love and have to use SPF every single day. I would register the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation as a medium to full coverage product for sure. It's very easily buildable, so you can absolutely achieve a full coverage, full-on photoshopped look very easily. You do not have to use a lot of this product at all. This is what I have to say here in caution, because only a few drops will cover your entire face. I like to use the very least amount of product of this to get a medium coverage very quickly. I'm going to insert clips right here where I'm going to show you guys how I like to apply it and how it looks like on my skin really up close. As you can see, I like to use my hands. As I mentioned before, I find hands are still the best tools for a lot of base products, especially the very liquidy ones. That way you have a lot of control over how much you spread, how much you use, and actually you also have a lot of control of how close to the skin the foundation is going to look like. I like to rub it in just very slightly and then mostly tap it into my skin, really pressing it in, just like using a similar tool like a beauty blender where you have to press the product into your pores, into your skin, just so that it looks very close and even and almost like a second skin on top of your skin. And this is what I personally find with this product, especially, that it looks like skin. Very evened out porcelain, Photoshop perfect skin, but skin. And this is what I love about it so much. As you can see, I only use a very tiny amount and I already got a significant amount of coverage on my skin. Mind you, I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation, some older acne scars, but still, that was no problem for this foundation to cover at all. There was no redness peeking through. I think I had a very old pimple on my chin that day that was impossible to cover even with concealer, but other than that, I'm loving the result of this foundation. For the sake of the review and to show you guys how buildable the foundation is on my skin, I'm going to apply another layer of the foundation. Although I'm very happy with the result I have going on already, that's plenty of coverage for me personally on a day-to-day basis especially, but I just wanted to show you guys how it looks like full-on high coverage foundation. And this is the result. I personally don't feel very comfortable with so much makeup on, but still, as you can see, it doesn't look too artificial. It still looks like skin. It doesn't look like a cake face, in my personal opinion. And I'm just, what can I say? I'm so happy about this foundation, so happy that finally a drugstore manufacturer produced a great product, and therefore I'm absolutely going to repurchase it. I'm praying for Cosnova, which is the producer behind Catrice and a lot of other makeup brands, that they're not going to discontinue this gem of a foundation. I would cry if they would discontinue this foundation. I would actually buy every single foundation I could find in the lightest shade if they were going to discontinue it. Talking about color range, if you can even call it range at all, it's because there are only 4 shades available in total currently, and it's virtually impossible for pretty much anyone to find their perfect match within just 4 colors. However, even the lightest shade, which is 010 light beige, is still not a perfect match for me. I mean, I can pull it off. It doesn't look too contrasty. It doesn't look too obvious, actually, even on my very fair skin. However, I have to bring the foundation down my neck quite far down to make it look more realistic and just feel more comfortable wearing it. Also, for the first time in my life, I actually appreciated having an SPF in my collection that left a white cast so that I could apply the foundation on top and actually make it work and make it look somewhat more natural than I would usually do. Which is actually a huge plus because I could finally use up all of the SPFs that left a white cast that I wasn't using in the past. However, I would be still incredibly appreciative of Catrice if they would release a much broader shade range, not only with lighter colors, but also with darker colors as well. Talking about the longevity of this product, I was extremely surprised of how long wearing it was on my skin. Keep in mind, my skin is normal to combination at the moment, but I remember having a few rather stressful long work days. I had to work out afterwards, I met friends, and I noticed that after, I'd say around 12 to 13 hours, the foundation was still intact. It didn't move around in weird places. I mean, surely it did gather around the fine lines under my eyes and maybe a little bit around my nose, and it faded on my top lip, but these are the usual places with any foundation where I start to notice creasing or fading. So that was not anything that surprised me at all, but the rest of my face was still rather perfect looking, rather smooth, which is a huge plus for me. I mean, keep in mind, this foundation only retails for $6.99. It's a drugstore foundation, and overall, you cannot beat that. So, in conclusion, do I even need to state more? I love this. It has become my new holy grail foundation. I do not ever want to be without it. To me, this is the epitome of a perfect foundation, minus the fact that it's just a little bit too dark and that it's a little bit messy around the opening. Other than that, it has the perfect ingredients, no irritating shit in here whatsoever. I love the consistency. I love that you have to use such a little amount of product that it doesn't feel or look like makeup on top of your skin. It looks great. It feels great. You need this. Trust me, this is my new holy grail. You will not be disappointed if you have normal to slightly dry to combination skin. This is going to look great on top of it. So I hope this video was informative and helpful for you guys. If it was, please give it a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. That would help me out a lot. Check out my social media. Everything will be linked down below. I'm especially active on Instagram, and I like to give some mini reviews on there. Other than that, as always, until we meet again.